Good morning, everybody. I'm joined today by Michelle Mathews with Mathews HR and Kay McKenzie with Check Before Hire. So ladies, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's start with what areas do you specialize in? So Michelle, do you want to kind of jump in first?
Sure. Thank you, Dennis, for having us today. With Mathews HR's consulting services, I specialize in human resources, risk management, safety programs, training, and first aid and CPR.
All right, great, awesome. Okay, so Kay, tell us a little bit about what Check Before Hire does.
Check Before Hire works with HR consultants and HR managers in large corporations, and we do background checks, drug screening, and investigations.
Awesome. All right, so then tell me a little bit about what services or how do we engage with you, or what services do you provide?
Yeah, so a lot of people are coming to me right now for safety, bringing their employees back to work safely, developing their plans, doing the trainings required, helping them pick their PPEs, and updating their written plans and policies. And then, of course, for hiring, terminations, corrective actions, and succession planning is where I'm helping them right now as well.
Awesome. So why is it important to have somebody like you with HR consulting right now? Why do you think it matters?
It matters because right now businesses are so busy dealing with the virus, they're dealing with normal business practices. They don't have the time to stay on top of all the rules and regulations. So by hiring someone like myself, you're able to make sure that you're staying safe and compliant and your staff are feeling engaged and not just a number, which is important in the human aspect of it.
Yeah, truly, a lot of the HR departments have become like, they're almost on that front line as well, having to deal with all this, right? So why, with so many people in transition, right? I think that's probably where you're coming into play, Kay. Tell us a little bit about why is a background check important right now?
Well, would you have somebody come in your house if you didn't know?
Yeah, good point.
No, I think it's important to find out their personality. The background itself can see if they're a felon or not a felon. And just running a background and then filling out an application, you can find out if they've lied on their application too.
All right, so that's great. So how do they connect with you for your services? Like, how do they go about getting that started for their company?
Well, basically, they would just, we do everything by internet or face-to-face. I would like to go into the HR department to make sure they're in compliance with FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and set them up and figure out what they do need for a background. Lawyers need this background, manufacturing firm needs a different background.
Awesome. Okay, well, good. All right, so this is kind of for both of you. Are you able to kind of help with the entire life cycle of an employee from an HR standpoint, and is there a time where someone might need an additional background check for an existing employee?
Yeah, so absolutely. I can help you from the beginning through the end, including in between with performance. I partner a lot with Kay because she's able to do all of the hiring, background checks, the drug testing for us, and then due diligence. Some of my clients are actually starting to do acquisitions, and they need that due diligence to make sure the business is proper, the employees are proper, and things along those lines too.
All right, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, and also you can do continuing monitoring through the court system and through us. We have we're bringing online, well, we've actually got it, where after 6 months or 2 years, I do recommend every 2 years to run a new background just with the courts, not everything. So yeah, continuous monitoring is the way to go.
Just to see if anything's changed. All right, so the last question we have before we'll wrap up is just kind of typical clients. Tell me a little bit about a typical client.
Yeah, so my clients are local and nationwide. They're construction, general business, manufacturing, healthcare, senior living, and I do a few nonprofits as well.
All right, you do a lot of OSHA training as well, which is kind of, from what I can tell, being turned on its head. So I'm certain that's important as well.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I'm an authorized OSHA instructor, so I can come in and do the trainings, do them via video conferencing as well, and really help people across the board.
All right, okay, typical client for you.
Manufacturing, lawyers, or anybody who basically needs to hire somebody, especially with everything going on with the COVID. People are now hiring again, and we're local, but we're national. So anybody who is going to hire.
All right, great. So any closing thoughts before we wrap?
I think it's just important to reach out and talk to us about the services we can bring to your business, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And we're here to partner and help you with that. We make it really customizable for your business. So what works, as Kay mentioned, for a lawyer is not always going to work for her manufacturing clients. But knowing that you got us with over 20 years experience combined is really important. And we're going to bring you the best you need. Plus, we're women-owned small businesses. So it's a great way to give back that way.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Any closing thoughts?
Basically, she said it all in a nutshell.
All right. Great. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you sharing your message. If there's anything we can do, be proactive, reach out to you guys ahead of time before you have a problem, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
And Dennis, thank you so much for having us today.
Yes.
You and Hartin Dynamics are really bringing some key interesting items for insurance to teams. And I think it's important people know about that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Happy to share.
That's okay.
Every time.